Welcome to the Evening Gamer. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Guy. Welcome, everybody.
That's the way the news goes. That's it. That's the podcast episode.
That's it. Good night, everybody. See you later.
Just the intro music. Should we change the intro music?
No, I love it.
Have we matured enough to change the intro music?
No, I love it. We stick with that. That's great. The cowbell, I'm keen with it. We got to stick with it.
The cowbell, the whispers, the evening gay bar.
The evening gay bar.
That's
we never actually specified what it sounded like to me, and every time I listen to an episode, I think the evening gay bar.
How many people you reckon have started to listen to an episode and heard the evening gay bar and just unfollowed immediately?
Not many.
It'd be funny if we could get those stats.
Well, how many listeners have we gained because they're like, ooh, evening gay bar?
We're growing, man.
Yeah.
We are growing. Fuck it. I'm on board. Intro stays.
And thank you, listeners, for sticking with the journey, and continue to grow this podcast.
And the write-ins, the follows, the feedback. I'm loving it.
Yeah, we love the feedback, and as you can see from the last episode, we will read about it, talk about it, and,
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah.
Get in with the banter, guys.
So today's episode, and gals, of course, gals. Today's episode is a rant episode.
We've got two topics.
Two topics. We've done our homework
as well.
We've both brought one to the table. And I'm kicking off, and my rant...
Hang on.
Oh,
I was going to say, you're right. This week, what I've been... Just one thing this week,
okay, all right.
Which has actually been...
Bit of pre-rant chit-chat. Here we go.
I think it's worth talking about. So I haven't been gaming this week. I've kind of taken a week away from the Xbox.
Okay.
And I would actually encourage every gamer out there to do this occasionally.
Okay.
I've been reading books. I've been cooking dinner. I've been going to the gym every day.
Is this where this podcast turns from a gaming podcast to...
Just a life coach.
Literally last episode, you asked me, do you think you'll ever put a gaming down? And here we are next episode.
Hang on, let me finish. I miss it dearly.
Oh, okay. Good.
I miss it dearly. Partly is because I'm on the road right now. I'm actually not at home.
Fair.
But yeah, it's just been good to touch grass per se.
Yeah, I mean, it always really is, and it is that topic of you sort of saying you haven't gamed for a little bit, does flow into what my rant is about, oddly enough. But yeah, I mean, I hope you've had a nice week, out and about.
I've been reading Patrick Rothfuss, great books.
Okay, all right.
Bit of a dick, but he's pretty fucking good at writing books, so
interesting.
Yeah. Let's hook in.
All right.
You wanted to get on to your topic.
I kicked off.
Wait, what are the topics? So we got two topics. The first one is what you're doing, which is hit me.
I haven't really had a topic though. It's more a story. I'm going to lead in and we're going to discuss it.
It's more like situational.
Situational.
We're talking about games that you started playing and then you stopped.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
There's a bit around that.
And mine, we're talking about
video game adaptations.
Yes. And comprising that list, we discovered there's a fucking ton of them.
Yes, there is.
I thought we'd get 5 or 6 movie adaptations, but
no. There's a fair few, and it's a good topic. I think everybody's going to sort of relate to it. It's now obviously mainstream, and so a lot of movie adaptation and TV adaptations have come out and are in development.
Development, and we spoke about how clearly fucking movie company, what do you call them? Fucking
studios?
Studios.
Yeah.
Running out of ideas for movies because they have navigated heavily into the gaming space.
They have. Should we just talk that rant?
Are we going to do that one first?
Let's just switch topics.
Okay, let's do that one first. So, movie adaptations. Now, there's 2 ways to go about this. Obviously, games that have been turned into movies, and there's 2 elements there. Storyline of the game, and did that, was that well represented in the movie or the TV show, and their characters, because you have such a connection to the characters that you play in games.
Yeah.
And let's speak about how well, or maybe more often than not is the case, how not well they were done.
Yeah. So let's talk generally about the movie, TV show adaptations. Let's go through a list, and I've pulled out a list here of top liners. So there's people listening, there'll be plenty that you'll go, what about this one? What about that one? We've excluded ones where the movie surrounds a sort of a gaming thing, like a Ready Player One, or a gamer,
not about gaming, specifically,
sort of, and referencing it. There was Fall Guy, I think, was Ryan Reynolds. There's been a few of them that have kind of now.
That was actually an alright movie as well.
That was not bad. And Ready Player One, I didn't mind either, but.
I liked that.
We're talking, pure gaming adaptations.
Ready Player One got me from a flight from Sydney to Dubai once.
Yeah, nice.
I fucking, because it's like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I fucking watched an hour, slept, watched another hour, slept.
I enjoyed that movie. Like,
too.
you know, it was well done.
I mean, the racing scene.
Yes.
Fucking good scene. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
Okay, here we go.
Let's hit it up.
All right, so the movie sort of, I've broken this into movie TV shows. So the movie adaptations sort of started in the early 90s. Everybody remembers, or not everybody, but you know, many of you will remember the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
You know, Kick It Off, which
and there's been one just recently,
which they've redone, with animated. So I've kind of excluded animations.
Was
from
the first
this
one
as well.
not animated?
No, it was live action. And like
Shit.
If you have not seen this movie, it's an acid trip. It's insane.
Oh, really?
It's insane. Like there is so little actual draw from the game. It's like it's almost like
was it lacking plot as well? I feel like
no,
when you say
there was a plot,
yeah, right.
but it was like, did you ever see? Oh, it's not like, what's the name of that thing? There's a Bruce Willis where he's got like these stones to collect.
Die Hard.
Nah. It's this very similar vibe, a late like sort of 90s vibe. It's very dark and weird. Like you got to check it
fantasy?
out. It's very yeah. I mean, it's fantasy.
If he's
yes,
collecting
it's sort of
stones. If he's collecting
sci-fi.
stones, he's either like autistic in the movie. Or it's fucking
another
fantasy.
movie referencing. Okay, so Super Mario Brothers. Then a Street Fighter, which I'm not sure if it was live action or not. I may have put that in the mix. There was a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, and I always remember sort of Guru or something, the guy with the multiple arms.
Yeah.
Always just kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. Lara Croft with, of course, Angelina Jolie.
Great casting. Movies.
And they obviously have recently redone it with the 2018 one with that Swedish broad. Resident Evil, you know, they've done, I don't know how many, I don't know her name, how many movies with that, with the Mila Djokovic, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She also attempted to get Monster Hunter up and running much more recently, which was a bit of a flop. The Doom movie, which in prepping this you were quite surprised by, and I know you're a fan of the Doom movies with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He's such a fucking... He makes movies bad.
He does, yes.
It's just awful.
He plays the same guy. Silent Hill, I believe there was a live-action adaptation.
Good fucking movie, man.
Yeah, that was not bad.
It's gothic and dark and horrible.
Yes.
But it's actually a movie that I can remember scene by scene still to this day. I think I've seen it twice.
Yeah.
But that is, if you're a horror buff, that is a movie for you. Gory, the whole thing with Silent Hill.
Yes. I can't remember it too much. I think I've seen it.
Mate, it's graphic as fuck.
There's obviously the Hitman ones, which were quite well known. You know, obviously the barcode on the back of the head. I think they did 2 films. They did one back in the day with a pretty tasty actor. I can't remember his name, and they've done one much more recently with a bit of a no-name. Max Payne. They did, and that was with the guy from Boston, you know, what's his name? Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is testing me. Prince of Persia
with
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
This is all the top of my head. Need for Speed with the guy from Breaking Bad, not Bryan Cranston, is number 2. The Warcraft films with the guy from Vikings.
Yeah.
I'm now just naming other things they've been in. Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised by how many of these I haven't seen.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. The Monster Hunter Uncharted, you know, with Spider-Man, old mate, and Mark Wahlberg. Five Nights at Freddy's, and then now, most recently, Borderlands.
Oh yeah,
you know, which has just come out to a big sort of, you know, dud, sort of a big flop.
Huge. Its budget was like 120 million, and it's grossed like
which
4
is
million in box office.
The director of that is sort of quite some raps behind him, and I think what occurred was he filmed it and gave it back to the studio, and the studio was like far too violent, so he sent it back to be redone, and now it's ended up being terrible. But it's interesting in that list. You go through that list of movie adaptations of how many flops, you know, how many misses in that list you could name. You know, and there's a significant number of them. And I feel like the film industry is heading out of what was the superhero sort of period into what is a gaming period. There is so much, it's an untapped market for them.
Yeah.
They love taking source things, you know, book adaptations, obviously they've been doing forever, because one, they already got a following, you know, so it's easy bums on seats and ticket sales. And 2, it's not that hard. You basically just pull the story and the characters, whack it on a big screen, and Bob's your uncle, you've got a film adaptation.
Yeah, but you need to do it justice.
Well, that's the problem, and that's what they haven't done right. They've seen it as easy money-making, but they haven't given it the time of day. And I think one of the best examples is the Halo TV show, which you've seen season 1. I haven't.
But also, I think that this proves our rating matrix. If you listen to the podcast, you know we do reviews. We have a rating matrix, and part of that rating matrix is storyline and character development.
Yeah.
Because these games, they do build characters. They build characters that have their own temperament, their own personas, how they go about conflict, and that's really why we love playing these characters. Like one of our most notable characters to play is Arthur Morgan. Yeah. And it's because of the character that he is. Yeah. If you were to try and bring that into movie and changed who he was, the whole story of Red Dead Redemption changes with it.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because like obviously with our pillars, some games fall down in storyline and character development, but because it is such a good game for other reasons, it gains a following. Think about let me go through, pick one just at random here. Fucking Need for Speed.
Yeah.
It's a good game because it's a racing game, because you get a car, you soup up the car, you upgrade the car. No one gives a shit about Johnny Rigg who stole your car at the beginning of the game and you got to steal it back, and that's the whole story of the game. No one gives a shit about that. Everyone cares about driving around and just winning races, making money and upgrading your car and it being good graphics and feeling tight. So then to make it into a movie, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the thing, is like you can't make a game that has no real plot into a movie. It doesn't work. You have to change too many things.
Well, I mean, like, I think you can, but why could, like, to call it Need for Speed, why don't you call it anything else?
Yeah.
What part of that movie actually has to do with the video games Need for Speed, apart from it being cars, racing, and also shit storyline?
Yeah.
Because that's what the games had.
But also, how do you make a Need for Speed that isn't the same as Fast and Furious? Like, Fast and Furious has been doing this for like 30 years now in that space. I feel like that is the movie from Need to Speed.
Yeah.
And those movies have no plot.
Yeah. I mean, look at Sonic the Hedgehog, which arguably is actually, not probably some of the worst ones on the list. They've made a sequel and they're going to make a third one. It's got Jim Carrey as a bad guy in it. That, it's the video game sort of thing is, I can't really remember much of a storyline. Collect the rings, run around.
Yeah, exactly.
Any of those side-scrolling games never really had too much story depth.
And now you've got a blue hedgehog who is CGI'd to the fucking shithouse and back. I did talking with its own personality. And you're like, I don't know. I have no
talking of
connection
studios
to this.
Listening to the audience base, they did the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog, and everyone was like, "What is the cinematic graphics on his eyes? They looked atrocious."
Yeah.
So they went back and redid the movie, delayed the release date, and now everyone's like, "Okay, now that you fixed it up and it's more true to the game, it looks better." You know?
But like it, and it just, I think. The main characters in games have so much to do. Like you spoke about, you launched this discussion with the Halo reference there.
Yes. Well, yeah.
And you know what? Like I've seen season 1 of that TV show.
Yeah.
And look, it was okay.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone has a huge love for Halo, and just seeing that brought to life in a live action was pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
So the storyline being changed, and they changed the storyline from the alien invasion being the focal point to just something that I even can't even remember that much. Something about mystical stones and transporting and becoming greater human or some bullshit like that, right? And they were all after that. But the one thing that I fucking hated about it is how much they changed the Master Chief's character in that.
Yeah.
They completely went away from the roots of who he was.
Yeah.
They had no kind of weird codependent relationship between him and Cortana in there, which plays off his personality so much in the character development of those games.
Well, yeah, 100%. And how many times does he jump into the unknown just to save Cortana?
Yeah. And like the voice, the stoicness, these are the things that make these games great and playing those characters great.
Yeah.
And like he's taken off his helmet.
The funny thing is, like a lot of people criticized around the helmet removal, and I wasn't too aggrieved about that, but I've read the books, and when I heard they were doing a Halo TV show, I was thinking to myself, perfect. Like, if you could ask any gamer and go, what do you think would be the probably the easiest to adapt as a source sort of content. The early books of him being like, in the barracks with all the other sort of first generation clones or whatever they were. I can't even remember.
That faction.
Just phenomenal books. So well done. And then from into the games, like all you had to do was storyboard the fucking games and put a good actor under the suit.
Absolutely.
You're printing money, printing it. People would have lined up for it.
Make him a boss.
Fucked it up.
Make his temperament aggressive and death at any cost. Yeah. Like, keep the voice low. Don't overscript him.
Halo,
give him minimal lines.
The trilogy of Halo 1, 2, and 3, early, the more recent stuff obviously has sort of gotten a little bit away from the top end stuff. When Earth gets invaded, like those games when they were coming out, they were the fucking talk of the town. Yeah. And it is a plight that we now probably we're going to have to wait who knows how long for them to revisit it because they've ruined it.
Yeah. But also, like, the strength of that character in Halo is someone could say something to that character in the game and he could just shoot them a look. And you knew what he was saying just by through the look of what he was doing.
He's got a helmet on.
That's the strength of that character.
Yeah.
You can't fucking... And everyone... When you watch a movie or you get into a TV show, everyone has a favorite character. One character from a TV show I was reminiscing on the other day is Steve from Stranger Things and his character arc.
Yeah.
He makes that fucking show. Everyone resonates with a particular character in a TV show. You have to have it. It's such an integral part, but you can't have people who understand a character so deeply and then make an adaptation into a live action and completely destroy the foundation of that character.
Interesting one.
It's never going to go well, and that's why so many of these things are flops.
Like Steve from Stranger Things is actually a really interesting example of when they created that show, I don't think they knew he was going to become a bit of a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I think after he was in that first season, played the jock, had a bit of the redemption arc.
It's the prodigal son storyline.
Then he comes to the savior. Everybody got behind Steve, and he's friends with all these kids, and then they played it up in the next season and kind of continued to build this cult sort of thing behind this guy. And, that was natural. That just naturally occurred. And whereas with these adaptations, it's like, I think they're trying to find the hit that gold. They're trying to make that gold. But what they're doing is forgetting the gold that made them good in the first place.
Exactly right. And like, I think all too often they try and give too much personality to like a main character in a movie. But like, for example, a character that I love as well is the guy from Hitman. And I actually thought actually that's another movie adaptation. The Hitman movie was actually pretty good.
The first one, the first one was Timothy Oliphant was the actor.
And you know why? Because they kept the character the fucking same. He didn't say much. He was stoic. He was numb. He was a child that went through all this training. And that's who the character was. And it stayed true from the games into the movies. And everyone was like, yes, great adaptation of that character. I can get on board with this. That's who I know. Yeah. And this guy's killing it. And he did. I know, and he's a good actor. I really like him. But like, it's the same thing. It's just like you stay true to, as you said, the gold that made that character who it was and made that game what it was. And you will have a successful franchise.
So with some of the other ones that have recently come out, very recently, so we've got obviously The Witcher.
Yeah.
Which you could put sort of say, is it Geralt? Which you could say is maybe the books, but obviously the books based from the game elevated it to a point where, it had enough of a following.
Yep.
We've talked previously about Hemsworth stepping in and Superman stepping out. Yeah. And then we've also Henry Cavill.
We forget his name so often when we're recording.
I know, he's just Superman to me. Fallout, fucking well done. Hats off to you.
I'm yet to see it.
Oh, mate,
I might start it tonight.
Give it a... Mate, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really well done, TV show adaptation of those video games. Well, very nicely done.
Even those games, like I went through Fallout... I can't remember which one. Fallout 4 starts this story all over again, doesn't it?
Well, each one is sort of a different area, a different vault. Yeah.
I went back and played Fallout 4, and even the beginning of that game is like, it's so easy to play. It's so nice. Yeah. The storyline's clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
It throws you straight into the event, and then you're out and about.
Yeah.
And like, I'm yet to see the TV show, but I've heard very good things.
Give it a viewing. It's good.
What about The Last of Us?
Well, I was coming to that one next. That is also a very good game adaptation TV show.
And like Pedro Pascal Oh my God, isn't he a fan? He's a heartthrob as well, but he's a fan favorite at the
minute. He's obviously, he's being in so much. I think he's just been cast in another sort of, similar kind of character thing. But just, fantastic. Really did it well. A lot of people obviously are questioning the young girl in that, sort of doesn't quite marry up with the game version. I think there's a bit of a sort of, it doesn't quite feel right.
Yeah.
The casting, like she is actually a very good actress, but just I think visually people are like, nah, like I don't know if it's quite there, but great TV show, very nicely done. And then the other one I was going to mention, which not quite as highly rated, but this one held a special place in my heart, is Twisted Metal. So this is with Anthony Mackie, who played the Falcon in sort of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Stan, this one.
Is he the blonde guy?
Nah, he's African-American. And the Twisted Metal one, so I played this back as a kid, and I remember it being, it's a bit horror kind of gothic, and you've got all these various characters, and you basically drive around, and it's like Carmageddon. You're just like killing other people and drive it over, and it's quite brutal, and there's blood splatter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my brother and I, my brother and I used to go to like a fucking Video Easy, like a video rental shop or whatever, and rent video games. They'd have
Video
a section.
Easy, Blockbuster. Oh, wasn't that a time?
Oh, mate, what a time.
Wasn't that a time?
Friday night, and so we'd go there and we'd rent these things and we'd come home, we'd play it, and then of course you take it back. But my dad spat the fucking dummy and was like, I'm taking the PS2 off you. You've been playing it too much. I'm taking it away. So he hides it somewhere in the fucking house. My brother and I don't find it. We went months without playing this thing. We got into other things, played the Game Boy or whatever else. The shop kept calling us, being like, you haven't returned this video game. And my dad's like, yeah, we have. Like, you've misplaced it.
The disc is 100% in the tray.
Oh, it's in the tray. It was... And the shop went under. No
way.
Yeah. And so we kept the video game.
And they just wrote off all the inventory. Oh, that is so fucking good. I love it.
My brother and I, we cheese up my dad all the time, being like, you put them under. This was your doing.
Oh,
mate.
that is so good. Because those fines, they used to add up, mate. You go back like 2 weeks later and it's like, yeah, you owe us $80. Like, $80? It cost me $6 to get it for a week. What do you fucking mean?
What a time to where you go to the video shop and you're like, I really want to see this movie. And they go, sorry, all out. They've all been rented out. And you go, I can't watch it. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
What a time though. Friday afternoon. I remember some of the games I used to get from Blockbuster when I was younger, or Video Easy was the shop around the corner from us where we lived. Because we're childhood friends, guy.
We are.
Was Left 4 Dead. They were good games, man. Just the zombie games. Get those. Go home, PS2, 2-player, split screen, or whatever it was. Fuck, it was so much fun. You'd stay up to like 4 a.m. playing games.
Mate. I remember
because
my brother and
I've only got it for 3 nights. Like,
exactly. Yeah, you want to get your money's worth. We got a Tekken Tag tournament one.
I actually love those combat games, man.
We've never actually really rated or reviewed one of those.
I've played the
ones.
latest Mortal Kombat.
Have you? Yeah, there's the Justice League. I think there's a whole Justice in DC universe one.
But you were you were either a Tekken kid or you were a Mortal Kombat kid.
Or a Dead or Alive.
There
was that one as well. There was a fair few out there. But so we played Tekken Tag Tournament, and there was a sub game in it, which is Tekken Tag Bowling. And I put more hours into the bowling in that game than I did the actual fucking fighting part about it.
Well, I feel like those games, like the fighting, it has to be one of the only games you're playing at the time, because actually the inputs
Oh yeah,
and the combos you need to learn them for each character, and they actually can be quite convoluted.
I don't know if you have this memory. I feel like a lot of gamers have this memory where you go over to your friend's place and they've got an Xbox or whatever it is, and you're on the other console, so you're not used to the controller, and they're like, let's play a combat game or whatever. You jump on the controller and you're like 13-year-old kid, and they've played the game forever, and it's the first time you're playing it, you get done, you get pied. They
just 3-0
you in the combat thing. Yeah, you don't even get off the ground, and you're like, fuck you, I'm going home. You spit the dummy.
It's so true. I used to hate going from the Xbox controller to the PS.
Oh, man.
Oh, the PS4s, like, recently. But, yeah.
It's like going to your mate's place, go, let's play FIFA together. And then they just do you 10-0 and you're just like stewing.
Exactly. Oh, what a time.
But coming back to sort of the topic at hand here, I think there is, looking at the list, I haven't written this down, but there is a huge amount of game adaptations. We are heading into what is, I think, going to be a period of a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we'll see how well they do.
I think just gaming's growing as well. Like, gaming's becoming a leisure now. It's not. It used to be perceived. There used to be a lot of stigma attached to being a gamer, and it used to be perceived as like you were a nerd. That's all you did.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Now it's very much like a leisure, an activity that you do after work, that everyone does after work, especially with like these new, like COD is coming back because a lot of people just like to play those like mosh pit playlists, game at a time.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely
a big thing right now.
Sub-genre, subculture sort of thing that has come mainstream hard.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So moving on to...
I didn't know there were so many movies.
There's a fair few. I was actually a bit surprised. I thought there might have been a little bit more, but, sort of from the early 90s till now, there's certainly been a fair few. And, so many of them, you looking back over the list, you kind of think about, this is a great write-in question. What games do you think they should turn into a movie? That they should move a TV show? One for me, Mass Effect. You could just rip that, storyboard it,
there's also
film it, you'd print money.
There's also the thing of like, do you want to recommend that, or do you want that to come true? Because they might just fucking ruin it. Like,
well, exactly. I mean, that's always the risk with this sort of thing. But you'd hope that you get a person who is in love with the game, who does it right, like what they did with Fallout, like what they did with The Last of Us.
I thought they did The Witcher pretty well as well. Like, I've read a lot of those books, and I thought...
I feel like it's more to the books than it is the video game.
And it comes back to what you said. Henry Cavill is a huge Witcher
he's a draw card.
gamer nerd. And so he knows Geralt from the games, from the books. He knows how to play him.
Oh, God, there's an actor. I'll never get his name, so I won't try. But so there was Star Wars Unleashed. Have you ever played Star Wars Unleashed?
No, I haven't actually played, and I haven't played a Star Wars game since early 2000s.
Fair. I mean, they've just obviously done the Ubisoft one, which is getting panned. A lot of people are criticizing it. Ubisoft's paying for reviews left, right, and center. We think,
God.
Don't sue me. And anyway, Star Wars Unleashed had a guy who played the character in the video games, and then he went live action, or I think he did the voice in the animation or something like that.
Okay.
Starkiller was his name, and he was Vader's Padawan at a period of time. And
this is ringing bells.
Yeah, and he's super powerful, got sent off to do a whole bunch of missions. But the guy who played the character was so invested in this character and the video game lore and the universe. When he went into audition, they gave him lines to read out, and he started reading the lines out, and he goes, I'd never say this. Like, this interaction would never occur. And he was correcting the guys, the people from LucasArts, telling them they're doing it wrong.
Can you imagine
and they'd go away, and he'd be like, he's right. Like, he's actually
this
right.
isn't the character.
Yeah, and they'd come back and be like, he kind of had that conversation because, Ashoka was on Tatooine,
there's
same time.
There's just a writer for the studio just clenching in the back.
It's like, oh my God, I've just been found out.
Shit, they're going to know I know nothing about Star Wars.
Oh, but I think getting a big name actor in the mix is a big draw card of it,
I think
and
it is,
really elevate it.
I think some studios and these companies and castings, I think sometimes they focus too much on big names, and I think that they should just get someone that can be true to the character.
Yeah,
I'd agree with
you on that.
The Dune adaptation with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't even have to see that movie to tell you how bad of a fucking casting that is.
It is your homework. I've given you that homework because I know you love Doom. You've got to watch that movie.
Because Doom guy, he's serious. Everything's on the line. Literally everything. I don't want Dwayne. I don't want DJ. Johnson. I don't want him fucking cracking jokes about Kevin Hart halfway through trying to rip a demon's fucking head off.
So when you watch this was a period of time when I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I don't know why we keep saying Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Dwayne Johnson was, or we just say The Rock, serious about acting, and trying to get his name out there. And it was pre the more recent video games where they really turned the Doom into what it is. So this was more of an attempt to kind of Resident Evil style make a film off the early video games where it was just in a corridor, running through shooting demons. That was what they were trying to do. And so it's more.
Well, I mean,
to
Doom
that
goes
than
back
the more
like to that
recent one.
fucking 80s.
Well, of course, yeah.
It's like
so
very old.
So that's when you see the movie, and you have to watch the movie. You have to. That is what it's trying to hark to, not the more recent stuff where it's like
fair enough. Fair
sort
enough.
of the fast-paced, crazy stuff that it is.
God, we can talk.
We can. What are we at? 29 minutes.
Hour.
Okay, all right. We'll try and smash.
Get on to that second topic.
So my rant topic is talking about sort of games that I didn't really connect with. And it kind of came to me where recently I finished Spider-Man 2. I think I mentioned this previous episode. Finished Spider-Man 2, was like, I need a new game.
Didn't have a game.
Wanted a game.
Went on the lookout. Went on the prowl.
Went on the prowl.
Jumped on the store.
And I had a number of games sitting on my shelves that I'd been gifted for Christmas and birthdays and whatever else.
That's crazy that you still have the physical games, because I've been on the Xbox XS for a while now, and that's totally
so
in the cloud.
In a previous episode, I said I wanted to do the Ghost of Tsushima DLC and the Horizon Forbidden West DLC.
Did you find it under your bed or something?
No, I sold the discs.
Oh.
And now, because they were disc ones, I have to pay for the new game, the whole game again, to play the DLC. So it's like I got to pay $100 just to pay the extra.
Which makes sense.
It's annoying.
You've done yourself in there, yeah.
I know I've done.
That
stupidly,
one hurts.
So
that stings.
It does sting a bit. So anyway, found myself at a crossroads. Was like,
I'm so jealous you get to play that Ghost of Tsushima game.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to wait for the price to go down.
Oh, that looks good.
So found myself at a crossroads, and on my shelf I had Avatar. The Ubisoft tie-in. Wait, I'll do a review on it. I'll talk about it. Pacific Drive, which was one that came out recently that was rated quite highly. Deathloop was also on my shelf, and obviously we recently reviewed that.
Did you go back to it and play?
I re-downloaded it, yes.
Nice.
And I started playing it again.
I
listened back to the episode.
I love when we review a game and we convince each other to go back to something.
I listened back to the episode and I was like, I should listen to us and give it another chance.
I love that.
But anyway, found myself at Crossroads, those 3 games, and none of them hooked me like the Spider-Man game did, like any of the top liners, like a Red Dead or this or that, all the ones we've put in the high mark area. And that's what I want to spend my time gaming on. I don't want to spend my time gaming on something that is subpar.
Yeah.
Played totally Avatar and basically was like, this is a Ubisoft paint by numbers.
Oh,
this is, the storyline didn't capture me.
The open world element wasn't good. I heard that was the best part of it.
It was cool for a hot minute.
Yeah.
You're flying around, you get your fly.
Nothing
now,
groundbreaking.
And you just
basic crafting and hunting and all that
There's a bit of sneak, there's a bit of this. It's Far Cry just painted over with a new palette.
Yeah, right.
And it didn't capture me, so I pied that one off. Pacific Drive is one that I'd be tempted to go back to. It's sort of a lot of like mechanical upgrade your car, and you're sort of in a Fallout zone. There's a lot of creepy sort of stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it. Deathloop obviously gave that a really good stint, still sort of playing that. And the game I came across that now has caught me is Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Which I will review at some point in time, and I do have some criticisms, but mainly very positive, very positive. It's really hooked me in, and me and the missus are sort of sitting there. She's watching me play it and really enjoying it. Quite the story and quite the atmosphere it's playing in. But these games, so I dropped Avatar, I dropped Pacific Drive, didn't finish Deathloop. So that's 3 games right there that I gave a try to and didn't commit to.
Yeah.
And there's been a time in my life where you start a game and you go, look, I've paid money for this. Like when you go to Video Easy, I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
If I accidentally drop 50 on a game and I play it for 4 hours and I go, it ain't giving, I'm not wasting time.
I have uninstalled games before even clicking start game sometimes.
That's very early.
I've actually done that a handful of times over the last 3 months.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's like, I think you're right. Sometimes when you don't have a game, you have to go back a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think like there was one game I just saw the UI and I went, nah, I'm not doing this.
You have to tell me what game. I want to know what game it is.
And but yeah, I was also going to say, I think that finding a new game is like finding a good song. Sometimes it almost speaks to the mood you're in.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't feel like a new open world game. Yeah, sometimes I don't feel like an FPS.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Sometimes once I picked up Turing Test. Have you ever played that game?
No, I haven't played
So
that.
a Turing test, in its literal sense, is a test that is able to determine the difference between a computer and a human.
Yeah. And
the Turing Test game is it's like 50 puzzles. You get thrust into a room every time, and you got to solve these puzzles and get through. You're in space. Something went wrong. You got to get to the end room to find out what happened to the astronauts. Like that was it. And like that ticked the box for me at that time.
Yeah.
And that's not a typical game I'd play, which is why I say that I think sometimes it speaks to your mood. It's kind of like finding a new song.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying with that, because there's phases where you go, I just recently, you play XCOM and you're like, I'm in that strategy kind of top down, move players like a huge chessboard kind of thing. I'll download the Phoenix sort of spin-off, Phoenix Point it was called.
Yeah.
Give that a roll, and you're kind of in that, I'm in an RTS mood, I'm in a first person mood,
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to play the Assassin's Creed, I'm in that kind of mood. So what I've done is I've gone back over a period of time and written down the list of all the games that I've attempted and not completed and not played through. And I'm going to read this list out to you. And I guarantee you and listeners out there will say, what the fuck, guy?
Okay.
Well, how dare you?
Let's see. Give it to me.
Okay, so
Hit me.
High on Life, the Rick and Morty.
Yep, I didn't even give it a
Xbox.
go. Wasn't interested at all.
Kyle rated it pretty highly. We could get him to come on and do a review on it at some point. I don't know what it was. I like Rick and Morty, just the game just didn't grab me. Like the comedy, I didn't find myself laughing
Linear,
too much.
roguelike, cartoon.
I don't know. Just it
Not a deep
wasn't there
plot.
for me.
It's just not my thing. Yeah.
Dying Light, zombie parkour.
I put that down
2.
because they tried to force me into a fucking box of button mapping.
Yeah.
Never tell me how to play a game. Make editing the button mapping a thing in every game. Don't tell me how to fucking play it. I've got my own dexterity and my own shit going on.
It's an interesting one because
it
I can't quite put my finger on why I didn't like it, but it didn't hold me, and I dropped that one.
It also, you know what, with Dying Light is don't make it a zombie community. I don't want to be part of a zombie community. I want to build my own fucking community. I want to be alone.
Okay. Well,
I feel like if you do apocalyptic,
zombie
I want to be alone, bro.
apocalypse is State of Decay.
Okay.
I don't know if you've tried this one.
Haven't.
So this is one where you're sort of third person, running around,
is it like a
resource
Rust?
gathering. Yes, a little bit.
Gotcha.
But I think it's single player. I don't know if it's multiplayer. And you sort of build a community. You go collect people. Waves of
I've
zombies
seen
appear.
clips of this online.
Yeah, like it is. They've made a sequel, and it does have a lot of followers. People really like it.
Okay.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Okay.
I tried to get you and Kyle into Wildlands, and you guys both played it.
Are these
for
the
about
Tom
a hot
Clancy's?
minute. Yeah, they're Tom Clancy ones. And it was a time we were playing Apex, and Apex so much faster paced, so
Ebbs
much more
and flows
enjoyable.
of that game.
Whereas that one's so slow. You're versing computers. The computers are dumb. You just
It's the
sniping your
challenge.
way.
It comes
You
back to the
just
challenge
snipe-
entertainment aspect
So
of it. It's just not there.
Ghost Recon Wildlands I played through and actually really enjoyed it. It was quite like a immersive experience. I put my own music
We are
on.
covering some games in this episode.
And then but the Breakpoint was the updated one, and I just it's more of the same and not as good. I was bored.
Just gun barrel me the next 10.
All right, Dead Island.
I liked it.
I just
First game. First game I have an objection.
Dead Island didn't get into it. It annoyed
Okay.
me that your fucking weapons keep breaking.
Yeah.
And you just had to keep getting more ones. I don't know. It didn't vibe with me.
Fair.
Destiny 2. Destiny 1,
Yeah,
we've talked about.
We played
was
Destiny 2 for like 3 hours and not
Yeah,
it anymore.
not
But
getting.
Destiny 1 had us hooked.
The Metro series.
I'm not familiar.
You should be. The Metro series. So these are based off Russian books, and the first, they're all highly rated, critically acclaimed. The most recent one, very
As
highly
books
rated.
or games?
At both.
Okay.
If they're not on your list, certainly worth doing it. And they're ones that I feel ashamed are on the list. I will go back to it at some point in time. I think the only reason I dropped it
Sometimes you
was...
park a game and you come back to it.
I think that's the only reason. I think there was another game that was coming up that I wanted to play more. Mortal Shell. You've spent a bit of time on that
I have,
one.
yeah. Just because it was Souls, I gave it a go.
Yeah. Shadow of the Colossus, which is one of the PS very highly rated games.
Okay.
Didn't stick it through. Death's Door is an Xbox sort of download roguelike Sifu. PS5, more like sort of combat, hand-to-hand combat one.
Gotcha, yeah.
Very interesting sort of storyline and very highly rated, and one that I did want to play more of, but just there's something about the button bashing of very timed movements and things. It just eventually wears you down. Like my thumbs get sore and I just
combat.
go, why am I
I've
doing
always
this?
connected more with combat games that are methodical.
Yeah.
And require tactic. I just always have.
Death Stranding, I think it is Death Stranding, the one where it was like, God, it had the guy from The Walking Dead, and like it's this transport one. It's very creepy. The storyline's super whack. It's got all these famous actors and actresses in it. I don't know. Just it was sort of a lot of people either love it or hate it kind of game.
Yeah.
Phoenix Point I already mentioned before, an XCOM sort of spin-off. A Plague Tale: Innocence, very highly rated game.
Hated it.
Is this the one with the rats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a movie where you play the game for 3 minutes every half an hour.
Yeah, it's a little simplified for me.
I hated it
didn't
so
quite
much.
vibe with me. Baldur's Gate,
But it was beautiful.
It was a very and a beautiful story. I'll give it that. Baldur's Gate, that's one that I sort of hang my head in shame. Everybody loved that one. Struggled to go back to it. Weird West was a sort of a top-down kind of movement one shooting Wild Wild West, which was pretty highly rated. Wasteland 2, very similar vibe. There's a whole series of that. Sunset Overdrive.
Jeez, these are a lot of games.
Wait,
just like throughout your gaming career or just the last year?
This is probably the better part of the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if you've played this one.
No.
This is sort of almost like a Tony Hawk Skater
Evolved
kind of vibe.
It shows you how many games miss the mark and how special it is when you find one that nails it.
That tops it. Starfield. We need to review that. We're hoping the DLC makes that
what
we
we
want it to be.
both put at least 20 to 30 hours.
We did put a fair bit in that one. Star Wars Squadrons, which was a recent Star Wars version that was sort of back of... Do you remember playing that as a young lad of where you're flying around and the missions?
And you trip over the ice camels.
You're flying between the legs of the...
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
that was the last Star Wars game that I played.
They basically made a Star Wars that's all about that modern kind of thing that was
I also liked the Boba Fett, however you want to say it. I liked his game.
I don't know that one, Boba Fett. We're back in the day or
recently? Being the assassin as Boba Fett. Anyway, it was a great fucking game.
Mutant Road to Eden, Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a very sort of, fantasy swords and kings, and you start off as a peasant, you work your way up. Dragon's Dogma, which we've talked about. Deathloop is on there. Prey.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
A lot of people, the new Prey thing, rated it really highly. Dishonored 1 and 2, just could not get those games going for me. And I feel like Dishonored you'd actually like, and then obviously Doom, the Eternal
which
series.
I fucking love.
So there's a fair few games in there which have quite the following and people rate quite highly. So don't hate me too much for putting these down, because some of them I put down not because I didn't either enjoy it, but because a better game came along and took up my time.
But I also think that you're right. Like, there's no point... excuse me. There's no point spending too much time on something you're not enjoying. I do the same with books. If I get 100 pages into a book, no worries, you can sit on the bookshelf for someone else one day and I'll maybe trade a book for it or donate it or whatever. But I'm not going to read another 400 pages of something that's just not grabbing me. And it's the same with games.
Time is not infinite. Spend it doing what you like doing.
And I tell you what, you spend it game and it goes pretty fucking fast. So you best choose your games wisely.
So, dear listener, I'm pitching to you, of that list that I've read out, if there was some that you just were like, Guy, what are you doing?
Sell us.
Sell us on it. Give us your review. Write in and tell us which one should we pick back up, because I want to hear from you. If you write in and tell me a really good review, I will play it again. And we'll then review it full flog.
We can be influenced, especially when it comes to gaming.
Me and my rubber arm certainly can.
So if you know what's funny about that, if the right person came to me, and what I mean by the right person is someone I trust their judgment, and they know the type of gamer I am. It could be any game. Yeah. All they would have to do is look at me and be like, trust me, give it a second chance. And I'll be like, fine, no worries.
Yeah, done. We'll do.
So write in.
Message received.
Write in and we'll read it out and maybe you'll convince us.
Yeah.
Until then, don't be an NPC.
Keep leveling up.
Thanks, everyone.